Alright, back with HS Hideaway here. Today I'm going to be reviewing Weaver's Deluxe Toolkit. This is an armorer's toolkit. Whenever you think of tools that you require for a firearm, a lot of people can easily go towards the screwdriver sets that you can have. And you can always tell a gunsmith's screwdriver set because the heads themselves, unlike normal screwdrivers, like flathead screwdrivers, are flush fit to the top. As in, a normal screwdriver, when you look at the top of the head of it, they taper inward a bit before they go flat, because that helps you fit varying sizes of screws that are found in the industry, from wood screws to metal screws that might have tapered insets inside the head of them. Gunsmith screws, heads, flathead screw heads, driver heads, are flush, they don't taper in. So that limits the amount of risk that you have when twisting to strip the sides of the screws, which a lot of the times are very expensive to replace if you can replace them. If you can't replace them, then you obviously don't want to strip them. So instead of, I like how they have this little, in the store look at me box flap. I didn't do that. I've ordered these off Amazon, and it was 97 bucks originally, but right now for Amazon Prime, this is 65 bucks. So, and I have a Prime account, so it came pretty quickly. I didn't have to pay shipping. Let me pop this open, show you the actual thing itself. I did open this once already. So, the Deluxe Toolkit is made by Weaver, which is clearly visible on the box. Now, let me pop this open. It has this little plastic, it's a hard plastic case, but it has those, everybody's seen them before, plastic hinges that make you feel like it's going to break at some point in time, but usually they don't last forever. If they do, you could probably replace this case with Weaver. I'm sure it's part of the warranty. A little map to show you, like a Whitman's chocolate sampler, what's inside here. I obviously don't want it to be rattling around, so they've included some bubble wrap, which is nice of them. I don't really know how to angle this with my setup here to let you see all of it, so I'll just kind of point and angle it myself to show you what's going on. I don't think I'm going to need the schematic to explain what's inside of here. On the lid, stuck into the formed plastic, are all the different punch sizes, and it looks like there's two little screwdriver adapters, a Phillips head and a flathead screwdriver adapter over there. Oh, this is kind of stiff. It's not going anywhere. Over here it looks like there's a socket adapter for the wrench itself to fit the different sized heads that you have here. And it's quite a large array of head types, if you can see that. There's a tremendous amount. It's all stock. I didn't add any. The box says it's an 88-piece kit, which means this is one piece. Each one of these counts as one piece. Also, this is included. If for anybody that's ever worked with punches before knows, if you're trying to punch something out, especially if you have a Glock or something that's held together with retention pins, you can't just lay it flat on the table and start tapping out the pins, because it's going to run into the table and it's not going to go anywhere. So this is a little block that you can lay the firearm across, and it has bite grooves on it, and it has holes that are drilled through it so that you can tap the pin through, and when it gets to the bottom, because it fits flush to the table, the pins don't roll everywhere, which is pretty nice. I like that. You have a tap hammer with a polymer soft side and a brass side. These are removable. You can pull these off. Both of them can come off. I'll just remove this one. The other one works the same way. I would imagine then you could buy aftermarket another one of these if it gets dinged up. Or I guess if you wanted to just, if you already had one, if you wanted to buy two brass sides, then you could do that. You could interchange it. I don't know why you'd ever do that. I liked having the versatility of both of these. For those of you that have never worked with these before, for little plastic things, you can tap it with the brass side. This won't get marred, and it won't really damage the plastic if you do it very carefully. Whereas if you're tapping on some type of metal that you don't want to be scratched up by metal-on-metal contact, that has the polymer side, that will resist marring whatever you don't want to have marred. Obviously, it'd be better to damage this than it would be like a firearm or something. I also like this bit over here. There is, if I can pull it out, man, these things are really in there. If you can pull it out, which I'm not able to do, well, I'll do this. I'll pry it out with another punch. If you can pull this out, you can see that there is a brass punch that would be really nice if you wanted to really get something out, because there's no plastic punches in here. If you really wanted to get a plastic punch or a metal punch that was steel, you know, anodized steel or hardened steel, you did not want to use the steel punches with it. You can use the brass, which is a lot softer than the steel, and that would be a good little tool to have. I'm kind of glad that it's in there. I didn't buy this truly because I wanted to do a lot of gunsmithing. I bought it because I've just purchased a Glock and it's going to come tomorrow, and I wanted to order this and have it because I intend to not field strip it, but fully strip the thing before I fire it. They say you shouldn't do that with polymer pistols a lot when you have like pin retention, because if you yank the pin out, then put it back in, then pull it out, then put it back in, you can, I guess, reduce the tension that you have on the firearm. So the big issue with that is if you take it off too much, you're going to reduce the ability of the pin to retain. Anyway, I don't know, I'm not too worried about that. I want to clean it off because I'm getting it from the factory and I don't want to shoot it with factory crud in it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to need the punches. And for that matter, I wanted to make sure that this set came with a 3/32 punch or a 2.5 millimeter punch. It's the same thing. One's metric, one's imperial. 3/32 for the imperial, 2.5 millimeters for the metric system. That's the size of punch that the Glock tool is. That little plastic thing that you can buy with the plastic rear end grip area, tap area, and then there's the actual punch itself is 3/32 of an inch. And not only does this set have a 3/32 punch, but also, let's see if I can find where it is, 3/32 punch. Nope, not the other side. Not only does it have a 3/32 punch, but it also has a 1/16 punch. So the fact that I'm not able to find it here probably should matter. 3/32 short punch, 3/32 long punch, 603 and 604. And where are we here? Let's orient ourselves to this. Alrighty. 603, 604. These two up on the top. So there's a long punch and a short punch. Man. Again, pull one out in the middle. Pry this sucker out. Probably will get a little bit easier after a while. So here are the two punches that you would use for the Glock. Now I just want to show these up really close because they're actually kind of nice. There is a modeled area here for more grip strength, which right now doesn't really seem like it would matter until you get really oily fingers. And it's a pretty quality crafted thing. It doesn't. They came pre-oiled, so they're not going to be rusting while you're shipping to you. And as you can see, I don't know, fitness for purpose, right? I've been prying them out with them, and I don't see one mark on them. It's probably not good for you to do that, but whatever. I got to get them out at some point in time, but I don't want you to have to sit here and watch me yanking on them the whole time. Anyway, so lots of punches. It's pretty quality. I looked at some of the other kits that were cheaper, that had, you know, maybe just a punch set, not a screwdriver set. That was a consideration. I might have wanted to have done that. Some of them that had a punch set, but it was just a very limited number of, not these, but limited number of punches. It had a tap hammer. It didn't actually have a plate like this, and the case was kind of weird. I don't know. They're probably all very good. A punch is a punch. As long as you don't have something that's going to scratch up the firearm, it's probably better for you. But I mean, I don't have a screwdriver set, so I needed some of these to help with, even with the other firearms that I have. It's nice to have something like this. It's pretty portable. I can throw it right in my gear bag when I go to the range, and I'll have everything I need there. One other thing that's pretty cool is that unlike other screwdrivers that might have either a metal plate on the back or maybe they're wooden, these polymer screwdrivers are pretty awesome when you're doing some minor gunsmithing work, like taking a gun apart, putting it back together, because the ass end of this screwdriver can, in a punch, no pun intended, work as a little tapper to either tap something back in, like if when you're putting the retention pins back in. If you don't want to use the hammer for whatever reason, you just want to give it little spot taps, you can use the back of the screwdriver. And I mean, practically speaking, you have all these tools here, why don't you use them? In practice, a lot of the time, if you're driving something in, you're putting something back together, you have it in your hand, it's nice to just be able to whip it around and tap on it. I'm sure the screwdriver was made strong enough for that. If not, so many people do it, I wouldn't imagine that they would make something and put it out in the stream of commerce that it wouldn't be able to do that. Don't quote me on it. Don't go try to do it and it snaps off and sticks in your throat. I'm not trying to give a warranty here, but as far as I'm concerned, this is a pretty sturdy piece of plastic. Hardly a mark on there after slamming it into this hard ground of my garage here. That's just the mark where it was molded in when it was poured. This is pretty sturdy plastic. I don't think it would be that big of an issue. So all in all, I'm actually pretty happy with this little case. I'm going to put it back together as if I'm going to resell it. I'm kind of weird when it comes to the plastic fits. But I would recommend getting it. I popped it open earlier and I knocked a retention pin, not out of a firearm, but I knocked it out of a drill that I have, a portable drill, and it came out perfectly fine. It didn't mark the edges up. I just made sure that I had the right size punch for the right size, for the hole that was there. Came right out. This hammer's pretty awesome. It feels really good in my hand. It doesn't feel like one of those things you made in wood shop that's kind of flimsy, but your parents are proud about it anyway because you made it. It's not like that at all. It's pretty nice. So yeah, I'd recommend it, especially for the discounted price that it is of $65. I'm going to put notes in the website for you, or in the annotations below, so you can go to the Weaver website. I'll also give the link to the product on Amazon, so you can go right to it. I'm glad to be able to do that because it's a pretty good deal right now. So hope this helped. And if you get one of these, I'd like you to, maybe if you have some spare time, tell me what you think about the kit. Give a little review below, and we'll see if our thoughts match up. All right? Good luck.